Graves EVR, exhaust valve type R, really trick part. Comes with a spacer and a bolt and a couple of clamps, and all the rest is already assembled for you. We're at the point now where we've removed the stock catalytic converter and silencer, and now we're going to install this part. So first thing we want to do is make sure these things are just loose enough to spin. They come a little tight so they won't fall off in shipping. And remove this bolt and the spacer. Separate those two. I'm going to remove this stock spacer from out of this bracket here, and we're going to replace it with the Graves one. You can see it's got an offset to it. And we'll slide that baby in there. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to hook up the cables. So it's important to note that there are two different cables. One is black and one is silver on the nut here. That's the difference between the two. One is, a push and a pull. So, and then the routing's really not that difficult. You just have to make sure that you have one above the other and make sure they're free and not twisted up inside here. So we're going to go ahead and install the black one first, because it goes to the back. So bring this nut out. Now we'll get this just finger tight, and we need to make sure that we've got enough free play in here. We don't get it so tight that this doesn't return back to the stop. You want to have it return back to the stop, and you don't want it doesn't need to be perfectly adjusted. You just need to get it within a millimeter or so, but it has to come back to the stop. You don't want to have it too tight. So that's pretty good right there. I'm gonna leave this just snug for the moment, and now that we've snugged this up, we just double check, make sure you got enough play there, no drag. So you want to make sure that this cable sits actually below the cable that's in the front, the silver cable. So, and make sure you don't have a big crossover up here with these two cables. It's not really difficult to do, but it is difficult to get wrong. You see how I'm holding it above the black one while I'm sliding this in. Back this off. Now we can just slip that over the top. Now we'll get our nut down here to the bottom, and we can rotate it over here. Now see how those are laying? It's going to lay real nice arc up underneath the frame. So let's just check to make sure we've got free play on both ends. Seems pretty good. Now we'll go ahead and tighten the nuts on these. Those are good and snug. So we rotate some nice little float. Line this up with the stock header. Slide that baby forward. Now, all the way on, I think. Gonna take the stock washer and the long bolt that came holding that spacer on. We're gonna run it through here. Now this is a bolt that goes straight into a welded on titanium nut. You want to make sure you have a little bit of lube on there and that you don't cross thread it, because if you cross thread it, you'll be bumming. So we'll just lines up nice and fancy like. Just make it snug. We're going to come back and torque that to 25 Newton meters after we're all done. It's snug for now. Now we're going to go up to these front clamps. You want to reach your finger behind here and sort of roll this thing in so it's towards the oil pan, but you want to put your finger at the back to make sure you don't have the bolt go through too far past this barrel clamp and into the oil pan. So you just hold your finger there and you can feel it, and you go, okay, I got plenty of clearance there. We're going to come back later and tighten this to 11 Newton meters. Now we're going to go to the other side and tighten that one as well. Again, you go through the same procedure. Just hold your finger there, make sure it's not running into the oil pan when you tighten it up. And then we take the silencer and make sure our cables are up where they belong. Slide the silencer on. Nice little machine bit there. Like that part. Made from solid 60.5 millimeters, so it's almost a 75 millimeter piece of titanium that we machine out to make that machine joint. Rotate that up until the bracket goes behind. The silencer mounting bracket goes behind this part. Put your bolts in. That on. And we're going to tighten this baby up. Come back and we'll torque that to 25 Newton meters. Spring. Reach it from the back. Now we're all installed and we're ready to ride now, but before you run this, you want to make sure that you wipe it down. And I like to use a spray polish. This Yamaha right here, high quality spray polish. You know, some people like to use WD-40, other stuff. You want to get all your fingerprints off of it before you start it up, because your fingerprints will etch into this titanium, and then you'll have to take some 1000 grit sandpaper, wet dry sandpaper, and sand wherever your fingerprints get etched into them. And it'll look just like brand new if you do that, but it does take a little bit of elbow grease. I'll wipe that baby down good. And then you're ready to start it up. Now, the one thing you do need to do is you need to flash this with the Graves EVR flash. Whether you got a 2015, 2016, 2017 R1 or FZ10, we give you the map when you purchase the Y-pipe, but it requires this special map to maximize this EVR valve, and it really improves the small throttle drivability, small throttle torque, and reduces the sound substantially. And you can see all those specifications on the website.